Raw After Mania is finally in the books, and one of the few questions that a lot of people were asking tonight is, who's going to return tonight? Who from NXT was going to make their main roster debut? And what memorable moment will we have tonight? All that and more on tonight's Around the Point. Let's get into it.
And now you are watching Around the Point on YouTube.com. Here's your host, Heel Steven.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Around the Point. It is I, your host, your boy Heel, back at it again. And this will be a Raw review for April 3rd, 2017, Raw After Mania from Orlando, Florida. And I gotta say, just like every Raw After Mania, this was a very exciting episode. Let's face it, WWE has to make these episodes exciting. Because you know next week is going to go back to reality, where they go back to please, the little Jimmies and the kids and the single moms and shit like that. And tonight, Raw delivered, in my honest opinion. A very exciting episode. But I want to hear from you guys down below your thoughts on tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven, Instagram, and also Snapchat at HeelSteven. Tonight's Raw kicked off with Roman Reigns coming out and getting booed. People were chanting, "Delete, Roman suck, you suck," and all that you can think of. And I think, honestly, this is how Raw needed to kick off tonight, with either Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar. Because let's face it, when you think of the Raw brand, when it came to WrestleMania, one of the two big things that came out from the Raw roster was, hey, Roman beating Taker and Brock winning the championship from Goldberg. And Roman coming out, and keep this in mind, fans were chanting, "Thank you, Taker." And out came Roman. And as Roman was getting booed, he just stood quiet and let everyone just say what they needed to say. He grabbed the mic and again, just kept quiet. And then he just said, and I quote, "This is my yard now," and then left. Short and sweet, to the point. I think it's safe to say that we're finally going to get that transition to heel Roman. Let's all hope, right? Or maybe just badass Roman Reigns. That he's not a heel, but he's a badass. But I think at the end of the day, with what happened last night at WrestleMania, him beating Taker, and the fans just booing him and just booing him today, this is now nuclear heat. Nuclear heel heat, if you will. So it's only right that, hey, WWE should just follow with this and just make him a heel. But then again, that's WWE creative for you. And then we kicked off the show with the Hardy Boys versus the Club in a rematch for the Raw Tag Team Championships, which I thought honestly was a good way to kick off the opening contest with the Hardy Boys. Let's face it, they got the biggest pop last night at WrestleMania. Overall, I thought this match was a very good, exciting match. Just back and forth. At the end of it was all said and done, the Hardy Boys got the win. People were chanting the lead, opposite lead. Obviously, still, they can't use full broken Hardy, if you will, because the fucktards over at their anthem. Fuck that owl. But nonetheless, it was good to see the Hardy Boys back on Raw and get that momentum with the win again against the Club. And I gotta say, the tag team division is finally stirring and it's exciting. And I'm going to get into that just a little bit later. Then we had Neville come out, talk about his match against Austin Aries from WrestleMania. How he pretty much said, listen, Austin Aries is a better talker than a fighter. You guys may not like his tactics, but you have to respect the results and how he ended up winning. And he said that at 205 Live, there'll be a proper celebration. Gets it over there by Mustafa Ali. And they had an impromptu match, which I'm not going to lie, it was a very good, exciting match. It was back and forth. Mustafa Ali got some good moves, and he got a springboard Spanish fly for a near fall. He had a standing DDT that just literally planted Neville on the mat for a near fall when he got a foot on the ropes. And it looked like the Mustafa Ali was finally going to win, but to no avail. When Neville countered the reverse 450, he was going to go for the Red Arrow, but he teased it. And then he went for the Rings of Silence, which in my opinion, is kind of a stupid name. And then we had a limo pull up to the arena with Vince McMahon, or that Mick Mahan, if you will. Shows up, goes to the arena. People are just chanting, "Roman sucks, Roman sucks, Roman sucks." And how does Vince counter this? He says, thank you to the fans for being the most passionate fans in the world. And said that WrestleMania is now over, it's in the past. It is now time for a change. Next week, there will be a draft, or a superstar shakeup, if you will. So once again, we're getting another draft. I'll be real with you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing who's coming to Raw, who's coming to SmackDown. There have been talks of AJ Styles coming to Raw, talks of Roman going to SmackDown. But I want to hear from you guys. Drop me a comment down below. Who do you see going to Raw? Who do you see going to SmackDown? Let me know. This is Around the Point. I am Heel Steven. You can follow me on Twitter at Heel Steven, Instagram at Heel Steven, also at Snapchat at Heel Steven. And after this, he announced that Raw has no commissioner because Stephanie got put through that table at WrestleMania. And there's no general manager because Mick Foley got fired. So he announced tonight's new Raw general manager. And he said that tonight's new Raw general manager was recently inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame. Out comes Teddy Long, dancing. Vince yells at him, "Stop it. Stop the music. It's not you, Teddy." And then Teddy just walks back. Holla, holla, player. And then he announced that the new Raw general manager was going to be, just like we all predicted, Olympic gold medalist and WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle. The crowd popped, chanting, "You suck." It was awesome. It was great to see Kurt Angle back in the ring, even if it's under an authority figure as a general manager. Then we had the New Day come out with their little ice cream bicycle, issuing an open challenge to any tag team in the locker room. And this is the part where we expect, hey, someone from NXT, maybe a former two-time NXT tag team champions, and then out hit the music, and it was the Revival. The crowd popped, and they walked to the ring. They took down the little New Day ice cream bicycle. They stepped on it, got in the ring, had the match. Overall, it was a good match to put over the Revival. And they won with Shatter Machine. When the match was over with, they continued the beatdown on the New Day. I thought it was great because you left an impact on the Raw After Mania, your debut. And I'm happy that now the tag team division on Raw is looking great. We've added a mixture of new teams. Even if it's the Hardy Boys and the Revival, I'm happy. And I know a lot of you were saying, oh, the Revival should have gone to SmackDown. When you think about it right now, SmackDown, the tag team division is kind of stacked. Even though it doesn't seem that way, but it is kind of stacked. And I think Raw needed more tag teams here. And they got it with the Revival and the Hardy Boys. We had a 6-woman tag team match. We had Bayley, Dana Brooke, and Sasha Banks versus Charlotte, Nia Jax, and the return of Emma, which got a huge pop. People are going crazy for Emma. And the match was there, I'll be honest. It wasn't really anything special. Just know that Sasha Banks beat Charlotte with the bank statement. Personally, me, I would have had, just saying, all right? I would have had Emma beat Bayley. And then you have the heel turn of Sasha Banks. But no, I do feel eventually it's going to happen, in my honest opinion. And when the match was over with, Charlotte was mad. She shoved Emma, she shoved Nia Jax, blaming them what was going on, what happened, why they lost, it was their fault. And then Nia Jax went this beat down of Charlotte, which got a pop as well. But nonetheless, I'm wondering now what's going to happen with Charlotte. Do y'all see her going to SmackDown? Let me know down below in the comment threads. Brock Lesnar came out with Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman told a story of how Brock Lesnar finally conquered Goldberg. And people were happy about it. People were cheering this. Awesome. And then they called out Roman Reigns, which people booed. And the fans were saying, we want Balor. We want Balor. It's kind of obvious what they're going to do here. They're going to do Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 34. It's going to happen. The question is, though, how do we get there? I'm assuming here at Payback, they do a match. Ends in a no contest. Braun Strowman came out, confronted Brock Lesnar, and had a stare down. He told Brock, hey, you shouldn't worry about Roman Reigns real soon because soon you should be worried about me. And had this intense stare down. Then Braun left. But I do feel at the same time that Braun Strowman will be added to that mix. Because, again, Brock has to defend this championship eventually. Not just on the Big Four. We had Jericho backstage talking about Kevin Owens, how the finger of Owens is on the list now. And it gets a beat down by Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe. They put him through a table. Kurt Angle tells Seth Rollins, because the main event was originally Seth Rollins, Chris Jericho versus Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. Angle tells Rollins that, hey, Jericho cannot go tonight, but I'll find you a tag team partner. Now, when we heard this, I guarantee some of us thought, maybe it's Nakamura. Maybe it's Finn Balor. We had Kaz and Enzo versus Sheamus Cesaro. Sheamus Cesaro coming out now to a blazer and a kilt. Interesting. They're now looking more like a tag team, if you will. The match, for what it was there. People were just doing soccer chants for Cesaro and Sheamus. They were cheering Cesaro and Sheamus, and Kaz and Enzo were getting booed. Sheamus and Cesaro won, and now they're the new #1 contender to the Raw Tag Team Championship. I'm saying a payback. We'll see the Hardy Boys versus Cesaro and Sheamus. I'm assuming here, or they do it at a Raw, maybe in the UK, because I'm sure they're heading to the UK real soon for the upcoming European tour. So maybe they do it there. We had Sami Zayn and Jinder Mahal, which was a squash, because apparently backstage, Sami Zayn was talking to Kurt Angle. And then Jinder Mahal came out, trying to see what they could do for Jinder, because Jinder felt that he got robbed at the Battle Royal on the pre-show of WrestleMania. And then Angle did an impromptu match. Sami Zayn, Jinder Mahal. It was a squash. Sami Zayn won. We all knew that was going to happen, right? Come on, let's be real about it. And then we had the main event. Tag team match. Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins and a mystery partner. Ended up being Finn Balor. People were going apeshit for this. And the match, for what it wasn't a bad match. It was a very good tag team match. But this was all set up to get Finn over, to get Finn that momentum again. And he ended up pinning Kevin Owens. But during the match as well, they were working on Rollins' leg. Joe and Owens working on Rollins' leg from the injury from WrestleMania, what have you. But it was all said and done. Rollins and Balor won. Overall, a solid Raw After Mania. Enjoyable one. Now we got one more show to go. SmackDown After Mania, which will be in the same arena. The question is, though, will it have the same momentum from the crowd? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people that went to WrestleMania for the week and what have you, tomorrow are probably going home, in my honest opinion, but we'll see. But drop your comment down below, your thoughts on this episode of Monday Night Raw. Did you enjoy it or not? I want to hear from you guys. Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. Make sure you leave a big old thumbs up on this video. And as always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, it's your boy Heel, and this was Around the Point.